A journalist questioned New Democratic Party leader Jagmeet Singh during a recent media event, challenging his silence on over 200 attacks against Christian churches in Canada since 2021. Singh refused to answer, citing Rebel News, the journalist's outlet, as a source of misinformation. Since May 2021, when unconfirmed reports of mass graves at former residential schools swept the nation, at least 33 churches have burned and many more have been vandalized. The initial report from the Tkmlups Te Shahuepum First Nation, citing 215 ground anomalies near Kamloops Residential School, triggered nationwide outrage. Although ground-penetrating radar revealed disturbances, no human remains have been confirmed by subsequent excavations, leaving the claims unproven.
Interesting. Drea Humphrey with Rebel News. Your party takes great pride in standing against hate such as white supremacy, Islamophobia, and
Sorry, I didn't get your outlet.
Drea Humphrey with Rebel News.
Okay.
Your party.
You know where I'm going to go with this, all right?
Oh, can I speak?
Yeah, you can. I'm just going to say you know where I'm going to go with it, though.
Wow. Your party takes pride in standing against hate such as white supremacy, Islamophobia, online hate speech. Yet you stay silent about ongoing attacks against Christians, even after conservative MP Jamil Javani's order paper question revealed that over 200 churches have been targeted by arson and vandalism since claims of remains being discovered at former residential schools swept the nation in 2021. These claims have been disproven by bands that excavated and remain unproven by those that have not. Will you condemn the rise in acts of hate against Christians today and explain what your party will do moving forward to keep Christians safe from hate in Canada?
Again, thank you, but I'm not going to respond to an organization that promotes misinformation and disinformation like Rebel News, so no, I'm not going to respond to your question.
What she said had no misinformation in it.
Perhaps you didn't hear me. Over 200 Christian places of worship have been attacked in Canada since 2021. Many served First Nations communities, many were historic, and they diverted police and resources and put others at risk. What do you say to Canadians who see your refusal to answer, especially from one of the few media outlets here that are not funded by the state, as proof that a vote for you is a vote for a dangerous, radical party that gaslights the public into thinking it stands against hate, when its silence is instead emboldening Christophobia?
Your question is another example of why I don't respond to agencies like Rebel News that promote misinformation and disinformation.
During the exchange, Rebel News journalist Drea Humphrey pressed Singh about these incidents and asked whether he would condemn rising acts of violence against Christians. Your party takes pride in standing against hate such as white supremacy, Islamophobia, and online hate speech. Why do you stay silent about ongoing attacks against Christians? Humphrey asked, referencing conservative MP Jamil Javani's order paper revealing that over 200 churches have been targeted. Singh interrupted her, stating, "I'm not going to respond to an organization that promotes misinformation and disinformation like Rebel News." When pressed again, he reiterated his position, saying, "Your question is another example of why I don't respond to agencies like Rebel News." Humphrey's line of questioning, which included data about attacks on Christian places of worship, many serving First Nations communities, challenged Singh's perceived inconsistency in opposing hate. What do you say to Canadians who see your refusal to answer as proof that a vote for you is a vote for a dangerous radical party? She asked. Singh's response has drawn criticism from commentators who argue political leaders have a duty to condemn hate crimes, regardless of the outlet posing the question. An opinion piece in the National Post called Singh's silence a moral failure, asserting that ignoring crimes against Christian communities signals a double standard in political discourse. Data from sources like America Magazine and the Catholic Civil Rights League confirm that between 85 to 118 churches have been vandalized or burned. While the motivations behind each incident vary, many correlate with the outrage following the residential school reports. Some commentators argue Singh's refusal reflects a broader discomfort among political leaders to confront anti-Christian sentiment when it intersects with Canada's colonial legacy. Others emphasize the need for political courage, especially when religious freedoms and public safety are involved. The evidence of widespread church attacks exists, one columnist wrote, and silence from elected officials only emboldens those who see their actions as justified. The deeper concern expressed by critics is not only Singh's dismissal of a media outlet but the message it sends about the NDP's willingness to defend Christian communities in the face of targeted violence. It raises questions about whether political selectivity undermines public trust and accountability. As the 2025 federal election approaches, Singh's interaction with Rebel News may resurface as a symbol of what critics call ideological avoidance. For many Canadians, Christian or not, the expectation remains the same, that leaders, regardless of political affiliation, speak out against hate in all its forms. Violence against religious communities, one commentator noted, should never be subject to partisan filters.